Hey everybody, welcome to another 5-minute smartphone edit. Greg, you're welcome back to another episode of the 5-minute photo edit on your smartphone. This week, I'm in Iceland. Well, I'm not in Iceland this week. I was in Iceland before, and I've decided I want to use a picture from my trip for a portrait. So, got this awesome waterfall pic, and I've decided to crop in because, well, it's not much of a portrait if it's just me standing in a huge wide landscape. So I'm going in, tune image, ambience up really high, saturation up really high, and we're going to decrease the highlights a little bit just to bring back that sky and the highlights on the waterfall. And I'm actually going to increase the shadows, and that's particularly just kind of for around my face and stuff, just lift them a little bit, and I'm going to increase the contrast a little bit as well, because what we've done is just made it kind of flat. So I'm going to crop in again here really quickly because I'm just not happy with how far away me and the waterfall are in the center of the image. So much better. Okay, let's go in and increase the details. I want to increase the structure, and I'm going to increase the sharpening a bit because I just want this to pop just a little bit more. Yeah, structure really high, sharpening kind of a little bit, just a little bit there, much better. Grand. Okay, perfect. So everything stands out a little bit more. The stones, me, the waterfall, everything's just got a little bit more detail. So let's go in and apply a bit of a vignette to this image because it'll just help draw your eye in towards the center. It's pulling back some of the clouds as well, which is really good, and it's just kind of adding a highlight around me and the stones there. So drawing your eye in towards the center where I am. It's a portrait. We need that. So color temperature a little bit off. I want the stones looking kind of more of a steely grey. That's a little bit better, and I want the image looking just a little bit cooler, actually, just a tiny bit cooler. So I'm just a little bit, so I'm happy with this now. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm gonna go in, I do this with all my images. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use the brush to paint in some shadows and some highlights through dodging and burning. Really old, like, film technology processing techniques, but what they're doing is it's allowing me to, and in a new modern digital way. So basically I'm just using my finger here to paint in over the shadows to make them a little bit darker, and the highlights to make them a little bit brighter. Now we can see the area on the right hand side that's much closer to us. Really dark shadows, really bright highlights. That's because that's closer to us. It generally happens that in images we'll lose contrast the further things are away from us. That happens because of atmospheric dust and whatnot. But in this situation, we have all this spray from the waterfall, which is creating this real haze and just reducing down the overall contrast all around the rocks at the depth that the waterfall is in at the image and a little bit forward of it. So that's the area that I'm mainly concentrating on. I just want it to be a little bit more dramatic. So yeah, I'm just painting in the shadows, making things a little bit darker, and then the highlights as well, going over and making sure I don't blow them out and make them too bright. But you can see there, it's making the waterfall just pop a little bit more, so I'm happy with that. And now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce maybe a bit more drama. Now drama always starts off really high, so we're going to reduce that right back down and just make sure I'm keeping my saturation as well, because it starts to reduce the saturation off the bat when you load up the filter. Okay, so I'm in my vintage filter here, and what I'm looking to do is just make it look more vintage, make things pop a little bit more. So increasing the saturation, decreasing the outside brightness, or the vignette, increasing the brightness just a little bit because I want the center to stand out a little bit more, and I think that looks really cool. Just a quick before and after. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That's a significant difference. I think what I'll do is I might add in another bit of a vignette. Yeah, just a tiny bit more vignette, and that's gonna just draw your eye in towards the center just a tiny bit more. It's a portrait, I know, the vanity of it all, but that's what we're looking to do. So outer brightness just a tiny bit darker, and inner brightness a tiny bit brighter, and I feel like that's just got more. Yeah, cool, and it's brought back the sky a little bit more as well. Right, I think that's it. I think we're done. I'm happy with that. It's pretty cooked already, so I don't want to overcook it anymore. Yeah, that's it, guys. quick before and after. Right, thanks very much for tuning in. Take it easy. Bye bye.